1 year after the death of George Floyd, Minneapolis is now a case study on exactly what not to do if you want to protect black lives. The intersection where Floyd was killed, an ongoing memorial scene, was also the scene of a shooting today, and there were many shots fired. Take a look as an Associated Press reporter had to run for cover on live TV.
This bill of comprehensive police reform just got to be careful here with some gunshots. Excuse us, excuse us.
It's a lot of shots. AP reporter Philip Crowther ducking for cover as dozens of shots rang out over the next minute. It is a perfect indication of where Minneapolis and this entire country stands right now. Progressives in that city worked early on to dismantle their own police department. Here are the results. Homicides in Minneapolis up 113%. I feel like this point needs to be beaten over the head of liberals in this country because it is so painfully obvious to everybody except them. And it's not just Minneapolis. Homicides are up all over the country. Today, the White House didn't really try to give any kind of solution. They just played political defense.
And most data that is out there shows that there's actually been a rise in crime over the course of the last year since the start of the pandemic, which actually predates President Biden taking office.
See, it's not our fault. Yes, Ms. Psaki, we know this isn't about you or Biden specifically. It's about your party. Crime has been spiking not since the beginning of the pandemic, really, but since Democrats decided to abandon the 1 million law enforcement officers nationwide because of the death of George Floyd. Democrat leaders stood back and watched cities be looted and burned. Democrats told looters their anger and actions were justified. Democrats told Americans that cops were inherently racist. And then last summer, as you might expect, crime completely exploded. And the people suffering the most? Law-abiding minorities living in large American cities. Case in point, here are some business owners who, between COVID and riots, have had a year from hell.
My two front windows were busted out, so I went ahead and came down, checked out everything, and yeah, like I said, it was glass everywhere, so they got me that night.
I could see the glass being completely just shattered, blown out by some object that they threw through the window.
And I'm just literally trying to get out of bed and get down here while watching my phone and people coming in, smashing stuff up.
So do their lives matter? Of course not. They refuse to consider themselves perpetual victims of society, so the left, of course, has no use for people like that. Regardless, today, George Floyd was praised by the left, as expected. Liberals couldn't wait to use his family for political purposes. You knew that was coming. His family invited to the White House today to meet with Biden. Here is his brother after that meeting.
If you can make federal laws to protect the bird, which is the bald eagle, you can make federal laws to protect people of color.
Ironically, sir, the law that you want passed will only hurt the communities that it is intended to help. We all know that, but we don't want to let reality ruin a moment. Nancy Pelosi also jumped at the chance to exploit this family by staging a big photo shoot with them in the halls of Congress. Her plans for this country will make George Floyd's daughter less safe. Al Sharpton and the big sleazy Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York also couldn't pass up the chance to put on their own little show. Here's the mayor.
Look at what this movement has done in the last year. All over this nation, laws are changing. All over this nation, police are being held accountable.
And they're proud of these laws. Let's go ahead and take a look. He said, let's look all over this country and see. Let's go ahead and have that conversation. Homicide rates exploding in cities where progressives are working hardest to undermine police. According to the Fraternal Order of Police, murders up 40% in Philly, New York, Chicago, LA, DC, double-digit increases all the way down. And then look at number 2 there. Look at Portland for a second. Portland, Oregon, 800%. That's not a joke. That's not a typo. That's a real number. Can you imagine 800% in a year? We had to check the stats a couple of times. It honestly seemed fake. It is not. Nobody with a functioning brain can honestly make any sense of what's happening right now and why anybody would be proud of it. The liberals pushing all of this are aware how insane it is, but of course they only care about politics. Random people getting shot in shootings that they can't use, who cares? Rioting, looting, and shootings is not dismantling white supremacy. It's not revenge against a colonial past. It's not an advancement of equity. It's just spreading misery in minority communities. Between Minneapolis and St. Paul, nearly 1,500 businesses were heavily damaged in riots, many completely destroyed. Many were black-owned or otherwise minority-owned businesses. Those are the people that have businesses in a lot of inner cities. That's not social justice. That's idiocy. And since the police are totally overwhelmed, many owners have had to take to hanging signs like you just saw. It's a black-owned business. Please don't loot us. We're a black-owned business. When a sign is your last resort to protect your life and your livelihood, that's a problem. And it usually doesn't work, by the way, because looters don't care about social justice. They just care about free sneakers. But back to Democrats' mission to reform police, right? It's stalled out in the Senate right now. Democrats scoffed at, of course, when Republican Tim Scott offered it up. They couldn't have it that way. They didn't really care about reforming it. They just cared about reforming it with their name on it. Biden wanted Democrats to own this. Tim Scott's plan, no matter how good it was, didn't have a chance. Biden wanted to sign it with George Floyd's family on the one-year anniversary, 1 year later. The mission failed. Here's the president.
I've spoken with the negotiators. I'm hopeful that sometime after Memorial Day we'll have an agreement on the George Floyd legislation.
Womp womp. It passed, if passed, I should say. As it currently stands, this bill would be a wide-scale disaster for this country. As we said last night, the sticking point is qualified immunity. This provision, Republicans want to keep this doctrine that protects police officers from being held personally liable when acting within the scope of their duties. Democrats happy to destroy policing if it protects the ever-valuable black vote for them, one that's threatened, especially when Donald Trump starts making gains in the black vote. They hated to see that. If we let a far-left liberal idea like removing qualified immunity pass, liberals will not have to worry about policing much at all because it'll barely exist. And in most dangerous situations and moments, it won't exist at all. The damage has already been done. Trust in police is much lower than it should be. 69% of Americans say they trust local law enforcement, number much lower for blacks at just 42%. And a decrease in trust in police leads to a decrease in respect for police. You know how that goes. Check out this scene. This is Sunday night in St. Louis, Missouri, the most dangerous city in America right now. This is after cops busted up a big party, and you can see people jumping on top of their car. There's cops inside that car. That's their body cam video right there. People jumping on a cop car with the police inside. Is this the kind of country you want to live in? Who's signing up for that job?
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.